Hey everybody, you got time for a beer? I know I do. Welcome to my show. My name's Jake. It's not Thursday, but I figured I should probably try to get one of these in because I didn't get one in. I only got one in last week, and I was like last Thursday. So I had some days off. It was a blast. You can tell me your stories. That'd be super awesome. You can comment, like, subscribe, please, to me on Untapped, YouTube's, Twitter, Instagram. It's all at tubajake_69. Yeah, tell me your stories. It'll be great. I like talking with people. What I got today is Hopslam. I picked this up at the Eccentric Cafe before the water main blew. So I guess that's good, right? Actually, not at the Eccentric Cafe. It was at the general store. But, you know, that's cool too, right? So all of you Instagram people, we'll see you later. We get to do the real stuff now, guys, because you're still here and watching, which is awesome. But all those Instagram people, they got to leave after a minute, which is weird, I think. But that's pretty cool. So anyway, I picked up this cup. It is a Hopslam Ale cup. So hopefully that's the right one for this. It is not the one that I first got for Hopslam, but we'll go with this one because it's the one that they've got branded like this. So this beer is Hopslam Ale. It's a double India pale ale brewed with honey. Obviously honey because you can taste it in there. It's crazy. Let's see what else we got. 10% alcohol by volume. Shelf life of 3 months, but I do have a number of them sitting over there, and it is cellaring, we'll go with. It's interesting. Sometimes it gets bad, but sometimes it just changes. And with it being as heavy as it is, you'd think that it would change for the better. Not always the case, but it'd kind of be fun to do a tasting where I do like 5 different years, because I think I can. I probably shouldn't admit that, but I could, because most of the beers that I have, I've got between 4 and 5 of the spare beers. So it might be like, ew, gross, or it might be like, oh, that's kind of neat. So it's pale ale brewed with a lot of hops because that's what it's like every year. And it's going to be a little bit sweet, but have a really, I don't know, thick mouthfeel because of the honey. I'm going to guess that a big bunch of the 10% ABV is honey. Because did you know that in a 5-gallon bucket of wort, if you put in a pound of honey, you get 1 ABV out of that. Interesting thing to know. So it's going to be super heavy. It's going to be super hoppy. It'll feel like you're getting punched in the face, but in a good way. I don't know why I'm doing this because it's super late and I should be going to bed. But I like talking with you guys, so I figured I'd do this. And I want to share my weekend as soon as I can because I don't want to forget it. Because my weekend was awesome. So much flavor. So much flavor. Oh, man. Let's not get Hopslam on my super awesome Hopslam tin thing because we like this one. I don't want to look weird when we put it up. Oh, here we are. Because it started coming down the side. So anyway, it tastes like it's supposed to. There's kind of some grapefruit notes from the hops. Definitely some bittering in there too, which is good. Kind of thick because of the honey, but there's also a sweet taste to it. But it's like a fermented sweet taste. It's almost sour, but it's not. Honey ferments in ale yeast. Odd. Not bad, just it's different, and it has a very specific taste. And it's not a bad taste. It's actually a pretty good taste, and I like it. So yeah, that's what it is, what it tastes like. What is this? What does this remind me of? If they were to put more hops in Two Hearted, maybe in some honey, possibly, but this is pretty unique. It's a classic West Coast IPA, and I don't understand how Two Hearted gets the thing for being the best beer in the nation when this exists. Because I would drink this, well, if this was 5% alcohol, or 7% alcohol for that matter, I would drink this all the time. Oh, no, wait. If this were 5% alcohol, I would drink this all the time. If this were 7% alcohol, I would drink it far more often than what I do. The biggest problem is when you drink this, one of these, especially with the 16-ounce cans, is going to knock you on your butt. Usually I drink one and I go to sleep because that's what they're good for. They're great for putting you out. What other beers have I had that this reminds me of? Mostly ones that I've brewed. Ones that'll that'll just make you super tired and make you drunk after 16 ounces. I used to be obsessed with trying to make like a black and gold in a bottle. So it's like wheat and dark malt and usually like blueberry extract because I like the flavor in that. But then also the one time I made it, I fortified it with 190 proof grain alcohol and put it in big bottles. So like the 24s, those were stupid. It was dumb of me to do that. Irresponsible, maybe. I mean, it's not like I was drinking and driving when I was drinking those, but there was a lot of booze in those bottles. A lot. But it was delicious, and I could drink a whole pitcher of it and still be standing for an hour or so, and then not be standing anymore because holy crap. Yeah, so went to Bell's over the weekend. Long weekend because I was out for like forever. It felt like. Left my place on Thursday. Didn't go to a brewery on Thursday. But I had a new beer, which was awesome. Friday we went to Kalamazoo, so went to Bell's, hit a couple of bars, went to Founders to end the day. It was a great day. I got to spend it with my girlfriend, so amazing. Yeah, picked up all kinds of swag. I tried to stick with stuff from the from Bell's that was there specifically at their tap room. I probably should have had a Hopslam, like a little one, because wouldn't that be a great idea if you did just a taster of Hopslam so that it would be enough. But I did not do that. What was there? The first Friday, apparently that's a big thing, and it changes all the time. But they didn't have the one explained it all that I had, and it wasn't anywhere on Untapped. So I checked into one of them that was kind of the closest that I could find to it and just explained what it was. which is cool, I guess. But also, yeah, I guess. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, Bell's was nice. It was a lot different than what I remember it. Um, the the tap room has opened up for sure. Lots more seating, which is good for them, but also it's weird for me because I'm used to it being so close together that you can't go anywhere. You can go upstairs, you can go downstairs, and there's like 5 tables downstairs, 6 tables downstairs, and then there's like 5 or 6 tables upstairs, and that's what you got. But there's a lot more room than that now. Got a real nice spot out near a window. Watch people go by. It was kind of neat. I was thinking real hard about going upstairs, but if I went upstairs, then I have to go get my own beers. And it wouldn't just be my beers, it would be her beers too. So I figured we'd get a seat downstairs and then it would be better. And it was. But yeah, I think one of the last times I was there, they actually had that section closed because they were still renovating. And we actually had to go into the concert venue, which is a lot different than that it doesn't look the same at all. Like it's all dark back in the back there, and I don't know, it's not bad, but it wasn't the Eccentric Cafe when I was there. I don't know if that's what it is now. You got me. I'm not sure. Should tell you about Founders too, because Founders was a blast also. Went to the beer exchange there in Kalamazoo also for a while. Only a couple of exchanges because we got there a little bit early. So like they changed it and then they changed it again, and we decided it was time to go because we had been at Bell's and then a different bar. We came back to the beer exchange, a couple beers there. We decided it was time to go back to the hotel so that when we went to Founders, we could take an Uber or a Lyft or something there and back. And we did that because we're responsible, mostly. But yeah, it was lots of fun. Good times, good times. We got there to Founders, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be closing the deli soon. There's about a 40-minute wait for food, but only about a 5-minute wait for a table." We're like, "Oh, okay, cool." So we got beers, and then we went out by the fire because they were like, "Hey, you can go out wait by the fire," and I was like, "Oh, that sounds really neat." So we did that, and in that time, they called us up because our table was ready, which is too bad because the beer that I got was called "And the Bandit," and I didn't get it. I mean, it was a Rush beer, so I should have had an idea, but I didn't get it right at first. So I took a sip, and I was like, "Oh, that's smoky." And the Bandit. It's one of my favorite ones so far. It's a great pun. Like almost as good as Hell or High Watermelon. Almost that, well, it is that good. As good as Hell or High Watermelon. I like that one a lot too. I mean, that's a good beer, but this Rausch beer was very good. And I hope that they put it into bottles or cans or something, because I would drink it for sure. Although people find it to be an acquired taste, that smoky ham water. Acquired taste, but delicious nonetheless. Kind of like bacon in a beer. Bacon's delicious. Beer is delicious. Why can't you have your beer taste like bacon? They make oyster ones. Why not bacon? I knew for a fact that this one was going to be a long one when I decided to have this, because this is so hard to drink fast. The plan was to do another one with a very interesting cider that I bought. It was a cherry cider. It kind of makes you think, is it going to be sweet? Is it going to be sour? I was kind of hoping for sour, like really super tart, so far as cherries go. These ones were like Bing cherries. It was so sweet. It was good, but it was not what I was expecting or hoping for, which is fine because it was still good. But then also, pretty much every beer that I review is still good. I mean, even the Belgian beer that I had, the Belgian double, whatever that one was. Usually I do not like Belgians, but that one was pretty okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm too nice on these things. I don't think so, because beer's awesome. I'm not going to lie to you. This one's hard. Because I know for a fact that if I try to drink it all super fast, I'm going to pass out. Or you will see me puke. It's happened before. That stuff comes up real fast for me. So I don't want to do that. If it's all the same to you. Yeah, do I have any more stories though? The weird thing is the first time I had Hopslam on tap was actually my trip to Bell's with Dom and Jay and their friend, and then my sister and a couple of our friends from down in Three Rivers. Well, they lived in Three Rivers at that point, I think, and taught in Cassopolis. They came over up, I guess, really, since they were in Three Rivers. And then I went down with my brother and his fiance at the time, girlfriend at the time, wife now. We were all hanging out, and they gave me a very nice snifter for my Hopslam. It was delicious. By the time I went down there to get more, they were out. Because, well, it takes a while to drink this stuff because it is heavy. Trying to explain to people the kind of beers that I really actually like right now, it's weird. Because I like something dark and light, and if it's a little bit fruity, then that's cool too. But sometimes it's hard to find a fruity one when it's dark and light, because usually if it's fruity, then it's a little bit heavy. Heavy as opposed to light. Not dark light, like dark as opposed to pale, and heavy as opposed to light. They're different things that people don't pay attention to unless you know anything about beer. So if you go places that don't, which apparently around Lansing, they have really good beer. They just don't know what they have. Oh, I got to go to Lansing Brewing Company too. That was kind of fun. And then we went to Acadia. They had a really good soundtrack at Acadia. It's pretty good beers, but a really good soundtrack. Like, it was all the stuff that I like to listen to. A lot of Panic at the Disco, and a little bit of Linkin Park, and some Fall Out Boy. Like, a lot of the stuff that I really like. I found myself singing along quite often. Excuse me. It was a little bit awkward because I was with my girlfriend and her friends and their daughters. You'd think, oh, they're super young daughters. They are kind of young, but like 12 and 16 or something like that. So not super young, but young. I mean, I'm old, so I have friends that have children that are old. I think I've actually even got friends that have friends that are my girlfriend's age, which is weird, but my girlfriend is very mature for her age. Seriously. That was real good. We're getting long on time. So what I've got for you today, so far as a quote goes, is from Buzz Aldrin. Uncle Buzz, as my brother-in-law likes to call him, because apparently his Meemaw used to live next to, well, down around where those guys lived, the astronauts, and they all knew Uncle Ron, or Grandpa Ron, because he was an engineer, I think. And then he moved out to California with Lockheed, which is why everybody moved out to California. So that's where they are. Anyway, Buzz says, failure is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you are alive and growing. Yeah. Fail. Sometimes it can be fun. It makes you better. You learn from your mistakes. It's good. You can follow me on Untapped, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all at tubajake_69. You can find all these nifty things that I post. A little bit of the video on Instagram. I usually post a link to Twitter, and then I post the stuff on YouTube. I actually do post things on my personal page on Facebook, just to get people so that they're seeing things. So whoever you look, I would appreciate that. Tell me your stories in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. It's awesome. Let me know. I guess I'll see you next time when you got time for a beer.